Hello, welcome to my tutorial. Today's tutorial I'm going to show about creating the database. Actually, it's going to be a very short one because our tutorial is for developing the web application, but part of it is the creation of the database. Now you can see that I have opened up here the MySQL workbench. So that is the UI for connecting to the database at the back. So before that, or before running it, you have to actually install the MySQL, and this is free. You can download from the web. You have to just search on MySQL or install MySQL, and then that will give you to the proper location where you can download, and you can download. And then it may give you option that whether you'd like to go with the workbench or not. So I generally prefer to go with the workbench because it gives a GUI, and I actually like the GUI, which is the graphical user interface. So now whenever you are opening it, the MySQL, and this is the workbench, what we can do is here you can see that I have one database J105 already created. So I just want to show you that how to create a new database. So just right click on here and you can click on create schema, and you can see that it is asking for a schema name, and we are going to type just test. So that is the test is our database, and click on apply, and it says like default, just keep as it is and then apply. Okay, so the schema has been created. Now you can see that this is the test schema, and if you expand it, you can see like there are tables and views, but right now we don't have any tables. So we have to create one table, let's say. So right click on here and then create table. And you can see that the next thing is coming up over here, and I'm just going to expand it. And let's say I give it as a name as test1. Okay, table. And over here you have to just put a column name, and let's say you give a column name ID, and then the data type is type integer, and we are clicking on primary key. Okay, and since this is a primary key, it's going to be not null, and then click on apply. Okay, and click on apply, finish. Okay, so now you can see that we have created a test database with a table which is test1, and you can see the test1 is populated with different attributes, and if you click on columns you can see the ID column, which is the primary key. So this is just a short example or short tutorial that how you're going to create a database in MySQL. So now let's drop it. I'm going to drop schema and drop now. Yes. Okay, so now I would like to show you the table that I have created for this tutorial. So this is J105, which is the name of the project, and over there the tables has two tables. One is the guest and the other one is the user. So with the guest, if I click on column, I have guest ID, guest name, and guest address, and the table definition is like this, or the DDL is like this. So create table guest, where the guest ID is integer, not null, and auto increment. That means whenever you are putting some data, the next time you put the data, the ID will be auto incremented. And guest name, which is a varchar, default null, and then guest address not null, and then primary key is the guest ID. Okay, so this is what is created whenever you are using the GUI, and you can actually view it. So how do you view it? So let's close it, and if you click on guest, right click and table inspector, and within the table inspector, if you go to the DDL, it gives you the data definition language, I mean how we have created the table. Okay, so this one is the guest, and then I have another table which is the user table, and create table user with user ID not null, username varchar, and password is not null. So this is the table where the user first tries to log in, and we say that we are going to have a basic authentication. So over here the user actually matches the user ID and password with the database, and if it is true, then the user can access it. So now if I go over here, I actually already put some data in it. So if I click on user over here, right click and select rows, and you can see that I have few of the users created where the username is A and password is A. Okay, so these are the two tables that I have used in my tutorial, and that's about the MySQL. Okay, thank you.